Hey, hi, my name is Chris. Every day I do a vlog and I do one for 1,000 days. So if you're not subscribed, a subscribe will be absolutely epic. Thank you so much in advance. Like I say, every day I do talk about something uniquely different. Today I'm going to talk about sex. Yeah, it's 1% of a great relationship. It's 99% of a bad one. And yeah, it's funny, isn't it? It's that the one act of intimacy between two people to the exclusion of everybody else. And that's my view on that. Everybody has their own lives, their own view of sharing. Some people have polyamorous relationships. Some people are able to connect with multiple people. They have a relationship which is open, and that's fine. Whatever works for you is absolutely fine. I think by and large, for me, a man, it's being able to share your thoughts, your feelings, your connections, everything about you and who you are with that somebody special. If you have that connection, it's such a wonderful thing. Doesn't happen in a lot of relationships. Some relationships are very visceral and they operate on a more, should we say, surface level. After time, I guess sex may not mean as much to you as it used to mean to you, as say in your 20s and 30s maybe. But it is to the exclusion of everybody else. And when you sort of accept that it's a journey that the two of you go on together. Initially, in the initial phases, you're with somebody and you love sharing that physical intimacy. You really do. There's just nothing quite like it. You can't wait to see them, you can't wait to be with them, you think about them all the time. And I think it's a healthy part of any relationship. But when one person needs that physical intimacy so much more than somebody else, that's, I guess, when there is a problem. Or there are ideas about how you share that physical intimacy that can be, I guess, different for the other person, and they may not like what you like, and that can be an issue. Now, plenty has been written about it, plenty has been spoken about it. It's a subject which I think a lot of people are sort of titillated by. They watch maybe a lot of pornography. They see an awful lot of people being demonstrative in the street. They are bombarded with images, especially in the press. The press sells us what is sexy, what is cool, what is hip. And I think it's used to sell us a lot of things. Cars, clothing, food even. Sorry, I'm going to sneeze, I think. It's a bit cold here this morning. Excuse me, sorry about that. Thank you. By the way, I always say this, look at that view. It's pretty good, isn't it? It's not bad. It's not bad for Plymouth, I think. But physical intimacy, I get the impression, I could be wrong, that it's more important for men than it is for women. I don't want that to sound sexist. I apologise if it does. It's just my view on how things could be. Now, physical intimacy, like I say, is I think important to a relationship. If you have that in your relationship, it's wonderful, isn't it? It really is. I think what you can say to yourself is that sharing your everything about who you are with that one person, that one special person, that is amazing. And that is so important, I think, to an awful lot of people. Now, being intimate with somebody is the most, the most connected thing I think that you can do, that you can have. And sharing that, like I say, to the exclusion of everyone else, is important. Not everybody likes to talk about their own sex life. I've been recently watching a television series here in the UK called Married at First Sight Australia, and they all very openly talk about their intimacies and their sex lives. It's funny, isn't it, that most people just wouldn't like to talk about their intimate lives with anyone, and they just like to keep it private. And I get that. I think that's very important. You may have a joke about it. Sometimes people do joke about their intimacies and their sex lives, and that's fine. But most people, I think, are private people. They don't want to share their desires, their whims, their needs. They just wouldn't. And I think it's important to know that your private life, as it is and should remain, I think, private. It doesn't need to be put out there for everybody to know. Your desires, your wants, your needs. Not everybody needs to know what your desires are. By the way, it's a beautiful start to the day here this morning. There's a fishing boat and a sailing boat just going out there. They're going out there probably to earn a crust, and somebody's going out there to socialise and go out on the water. It's very flat here today, but it's so beautiful. Sunrise is such a special time of the day for me. Going back to the topic at hand though, sex. It's, for me, like I say, an important part of a relationship. And over time, you don't maybe become as physical as you were in the initial stages. It's funny, the human condition, isn't it? It's all about desire and wanting and feeling wanted, feeling needed, feeling desired. It's a topic I always thought I'd talk about at some point, but on a very surface level. So I think for my personal view is that it's an enjoyable prospect when you have somebody that you can share that physical connection with. And if you can have that with somebody special, that means so much more. For me, that may be hung upon Christian values or an older person's mindset. That may be, but I think having that physical intimacy is important for me in a relationship. So if you've got a healthy sex life, good on you, well done. It's a subject that's not easily broached. You don't see it talked about an awful lot on TV, about the actual physicality of it. But connecting with people who you love and care about, I think for me is probably the best way of pushing forward and continuing a healthy relationship. It shouldn't all be about it, but it should be about the connection that you have with that person. For me, for the exclusion of all other people. And there are people out there who enjoy that approach to a relationship and to life, and that's probably for me where I sit with it, really. Anyway, as always, I do a vlog for 1,000 days, and this is part of my series. But I really want to get out and talk to you guys about that subject today, probably in a more intimate setting. As you can tell, it's very early here, and when you've got nobody around listening to you, you feel actually so much easier to talk about a subject which is probably quite sensitive for a lot of people. Sex and desire and need and wanting is so personal, isn't it? But everybody wants it. Everybody, I think, at times need it. And everything is, I think a lot of things are sold with it. It's funny, it's everything that is in the human condition that is desirable. We all need to eat, we all need to drink, we all need to maybe have sex. I read a staggering sort of fact that over 1 billion people access pornography on any given day of the week. I don't know exactly how true that is. It's not been put out there by the Office of National Statistics. Maybe I should have a look at that and maybe do a follow-up to this video. See what you think. Maybe I should. On that note, if you've got a healthy sex life and you're enjoying it, good for you. And if it's something that you are looking to pursue and enjoy about life, good luck. I hope you find that special person that you share those intimacies with and share all that joy with. It does bring pleasure for an awful lot of people, and it can bring an awful lot of, say, relief. It can help with depression, anxiety. It can relieve the stress. So however you find your sex, I hope it's pleasurable and enjoyable for you. On that note, I will say I will see you tomorrow on a completely different video. I may do a follow-up to this one with a more statistical approach in terms of where where things are, how figures look like, and what things sort of are surprising. Yeah, I may do a follow-up. Anyway, thank you so much. I'll be back again tomorrow. I'll see you then. Bye now.